Good day, everyone. It's English time. We are now on our sixth week, and let us talk about developing paragraphs. Here are our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to develop paragraphs that illustrate each text type: narrative, expository, explanatory, factual recount, personal recount, and persuasive. Also, you will be able to distinguish features of different text types. Can you analyze the type of text presented in the following materials? It could be a narrative, expository, explanatory, persuasive, or factual and personal recount. In the previous lesson, you learned about the parts of a paragraph and how to construct one. In this week's module, you will know the different types of paragraphs as well as their features and examples. This lesson will also help you understand the appropriate structure of paragraphs depending on their purpose. And such knowledge will help you communicate properly in different situations. So for this week, we are going to talk about the types of text, namely expository text, narrative text, persuasive text, explanatory text, and personal and factual recounts. Let us first talk about expository text. Expository text is nonfiction, meaning it is true, that seeks to explain or inform. It focuses on a specific topic. The writer shares ideas, conveys information, and provides proof and explanations. Some materials known for having expository text are textbooks, news articles, magazine articles, informative websites, self-help books, how-to books, history books, and science books. The second type is narrative text. Narrative text tells a story or part of a story. It includes plot structure, conflict, characterization, setting, theme, point of view, sequencing, and transitions. It is focused on the sequence of events to recount an experience or occurrence and the details surrounding it. It may be a story about the life of a person, an account of a significant historical incident, or a report on how an invention or innovation came to be. The basic purpose of narrative is to entertain, to gain and hold readers' interest. From the presented materials a while ago, Harry Potter is an example of a narrative text. A narrative text includes novels, short stories, comics, plays, musicals, and narrative poetry. The third type of text is persuasive text. It intends to convince the reader that the writer's opinion is correct. It expresses the author's position or stand on an issue and gives justifications for it. With persuasive text, the author tries to convince the reader to adopt a particular opinion or perform a certain action. Monday and Tuesday only. With this coupon, buy one get one free, all shoes. Buy one and get one of equal or lesser value free, very fine shoes. This is an example of an advertisement, and it is a persuasive text. Adverts and newspaper columns are good examples of persuasive text. The fourth type of text is explanatory text, sometimes called an explanation. It is a type of nonfiction text that explains a process. For example, how something works or why something happens. Explanations are used to teach people new information. Here is an example of an explanatory text. Shopee selling process. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. We have here the steps on how are we going to sell items via Shopee. An explanatory text tells your audience how something works or why something happens. Other examples could be how a law is made or why we blink when we sneeze. We can also have the water cycle or how a steam engine works. And the last type of text that we are going to discuss today is what we call as recounts. We have here two types of recounts, personal and factual recounts. Personal and factual recounts' purpose is to list and describe past experiences by retelling events in the order in which they happened. Recounts are written to retell events with the purpose of informing your audience. When we say personal recount, it is when the writer is involved in the event. A personal recount has a beginning, a middle, and an end. On the other hand, when we say factual recount, it is when the writer is not involved in the event, but the structure is the same as a personal recount because it has a beginning, middle, and end. The difference between a personal recount and a factual recount is that a personal recount is a personal moment that you have experienced, and a factual recount is when it's a moment that the writer has not experienced but has seen or thinks it is interesting to write about. Examples of texts that are recounts include diaries, an account of a school event or school trip, a historical account of events, letters and postcards, newspaper articles, and retelling well known stories. Now let us have your learning tasks for this week. Week 6, Learning Task 1. Match the items on the right to the items on the left. On your notebooks, letters only. For your second task, answer Week 6 Learning Task 2. Sort out the text into narrative, expository, explanatory, persuasive, personal, and factual recount. So we have here 10 materials. We have books about volcano, Pepsi poster, Three Little Pig story, How It Works books, advertisement, news article, Twilight, diary, Gandhi's biography, the process of creating a web page. Copy and answer. And for your last learning task, Week 6 Learning Task 4. On a one whole sheet of paper, choose one topic from the list below and write a paragraph about it. Follow the type of paragraph development indicated. Again, choose one. It could be My Life as a Grade 8 Student, How to Keep Your Home Safe from Viruses, Why Does a Student Needs to Finish Learning Tasks, Heat Wave and Its Impact, or An Act of Kindness. Be guided by the given rubric. You may pause the video or you may look on the given module. To summarize this week's topic, we talked about 5 types of text: expository text, narrative text, persuasive text, explanatory text, and personal and factual recounts. When we say expository text, it is a non-fiction that seeks to explain or inform. Narrative text tells a story or part of a story. Persuasive text intends to convince the reader that the writer's opinion is correct. Explanatory text is a type of non-fiction text that explains a process. And personal and factual recounts describe past experiences by retelling events in the order in which they happened. If you have questions, feel free to ask. That's all for today. Goodbye, class.